Yeah.
So, Mom, this is the first elementary school.
Yeah.
And it
And
was
I
built
went
in
to 8th
1880.
grade.
Oh, and it only went to 8th grade.
Now, when they outgrew this, they tore it down. It was right over there where the orthodontal building is. When they outgrew this, they tore it down, and they built that one in there I showed you right here. They built the Spencer School right there.
Is it right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's a different school.
Yeah.
And this is a church.
Yeah. Now, that school and this school are tore down, but the Sierra, the seminary building, and the old church is still here.
Oh, I want to see the old church.
You go over here to 8 South,
Yeah.
go down that way, you'll see it.
Oh.
You might not recognize it because they're built, added onto it, but you can.
But it's so, I think that they take, classes there, don't they? Like they take English classes there.
Right here, the ULDS,
Yes.
the sacrament cups used to be glass and metal.
And then they would have to
I used to have
wash
to
those.
rinse them out as a teacher after every sacrament.
Oh, wow. That's a smarter deal, though.
Yeah. Well, they started it because they used to just pass, where's the big cup?
Is that one for the bread? The
Yeah.
one on the left?
This is for the bread.
Oh, the glass?
No, this tray
Oh,
right
okay. Okay.
there. Now both these were water.
But do they have like a lot of people?
Yes, but they used to just pass a big cup around.
Yeah.
But then when the flu hit back in the 20s,
Yeah.
they decided they needed to do separate little ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a cool area right over here. Oh,
This
wow.
here old stove is lovely.
Oh my goodness, that is so amazing. When was
This
this
old
built?
stove, we build a fire in there with wood and coal.
Yeah.
Cook things here, keep things warm there, and bake down there.
This is like it's Mandarin.
But you know what this was? What went in there?
The wood?
No, nobody could ever guess. They had no water heaters in them days. They put water in these, and then while Mom was cooking dinner, that would get hot, and they could dip it out to do the dishes and bath the baby.
Oh, that's so smart.
This here, most people don't know, but Orem was one of the first cities in the whole United States to get electricity.
Oh, wow.
You ever been up Provo Canyon to Nuns Park?
Never been to Nuns Park.
Okay, Nuns Park is up Provo Canyon. In 1897, they built a dam up there and started producing electricity. That's in 1897. And it run till 1903. Then they moved it down the mouth of the canyon in 1903, and it was in operation until a couple of years ago.
That's so...
There was this old building up there, it's still there, that building. People come from all over the world to go to that building to go to school, because there's only two places you learn about electricity. Ohio State University and that school right there at Provo Canyon.
This one. The Olmsted School. That's so fascinating. I had no idea that Utah is the first. And this is the refrigerator?
That's a refrigerator.
How do they keep it cold? Well, that was when the electricity already came about.
Yeah,
right?
they did. It's when electricity. Before that, it was icebox.
Okay.
They'd bring out a
Big block of box.
a couple of times a week. This is a cooler. This is one of the first ones.
Mm-hmm.
Now the cooler isn't back. You don't see
How
that.
did they get the ice though? Like, I mean,
They used to have ice house. They had ice houses. They made ice, and
they made ice.
used to cut ice from the lake and when it freezed over and store it.
Okay.
And now this fridge has something that new fridges don't have. It I think is cool.
What?
You ever had your hands full and can't open up the fridge door?
Yeah.
This one you just have to ask it to open.
Wait, you can
Yeah, ask it. Go ahead.
open it. Wait, how did that open?
I don't know. It's magic.
How did that open? Oh, I love that. That's a good idea. And this is what you would wash your clothes.
This is your iron your clothes. This is a hair dryer.
And this would take a long time.
Want to hear a story about the DeWitties?
Yeah, what is that?
Mr. and Mrs. DeWitty provided all this Indian stuff you see over here. So one day, Mr. DeWitty woke up and looked out the window, and what did he see? A big old cougar under the apricot tree. So what he did, he called the authorities. They come over and they tranquilized it so they could move it back up in the hills.
Yeah.
But Mr. DeWitty wanted a picture of it on his lap before it woke up.
Oh.
So he tried to get Mrs. DeWitty to come over, and she wouldn't come. She just wouldn't come. Finally, she gave in, and she come and sat down next to it. Poor Mrs. DeWitty. Poor Mrs. DeWitty. Because when the camera went off and the bulb flashed, guess who woke up?
Oh my gosh.
But it ended pretty good, because Mr. DeWitty could run faster than Mrs. DeWitty.
Okay.
So while it ate her, he got away.
Wait, no, did he really eat her?
No.
Oh.
But it scared her so bad, she was traumatized and couldn't speak for a day.
Oh my
and
gosh.
she did pee her pants. I said, I've got to run and pick somebody
Oh,
up here.
okay. Well, I'm gonna fix them to go. I'm gonna come back another time. I appreciate it so much.
Okay, hang on, let me just see where this is.
Oh, that cradle's nice. This is made out of wick.
I'm leaving the museum in 5 minutes. I had somebody come in, I couldn't leave. Come here. Come here.
Yeah.
I'll be leaving in 5 minutes. This is all the Indian stuff. This is old stuff they don't make anymore. This is pictures of early Orem. This is pictures of old early Orem. This is a washing machine.
Oh, this is nice material.
They put clothes in here and they wash them back and forth till they were clean.
How long did it take?
I guess it depends on how clean you want them.
Okay.
Then they put them through the wringer to get the water out.
Yeah.
Then they put them in a tub of cold water and get the soap out.
Well,
And
the
they
cool
back
thing is you
through
don't
the-
need electricity for this.
Then they back through the wringer and then they'd hang them on the clothesline. Everybody had a clothesline.
That would be so smart to have these again
Yeah.
because, I mean,
Now this is Geneva. Let me tell you about Geneva real fast. When the Second World War started, all the steel plants were on the east and west coast, very susceptible to enemy bombing. If our plants got bombed, we'd never win a war because you couldn't make tanks, ships, planes, or anything else. So they looked for a place to build a steel plant inland, and they found a dairy farm right next to the lake, and that's where they built Geneva Steel. And it opened in 1942. It closed about 2001.
is this where Geneva?
It used to be.
Oh,
It's down there
interesting.
now. They're building houses on the spot.
Oh, okay.
But it's where everybody used to work a long time ago. Let me show you a couple.
And the
things
steel
here.
looks kind of like a modern. It
Huh?
kind of the steel factory kind of looks modern.
And this here, this is the Lutheran Church give us that when they closed. Let me show you this. I hate to hurry, but I got.
Oh
something
no, you're
quick.
totally fine.
Orem had a prisoner of war camp during World War II. Most people didn't know that.
What?
This prisoner of war camp was up where Orchard Elementary and Canyon Junior High is now.
Oh my
On 8th East
gosh.
and 10th North. These people were taken off the battlefield in Africa and brought here.
Yeah.
And all the young men were off fighting the war, so they used the prisoners to work in the orchards and the farms and the fields.
Okay.
And that's what they did. Now, after the war was over, they was, we thought her, was she this way?
So they were prisoners of war.
Yeah, prisoner of war. Hello? Hello? So anyway, a foreman would come down in the morning and ask for 5 prisoners. They'd check 5 out with a gardening rifle and they'd watch them while they worked and they'd bring them back. They didn't, none of them ever escaped. They loved being here. They treated them very well. They even had their own soccer field.
What?
And then most of them, when they went back to their homeland, got their families, come back to Utah and the farmers and ranchers that they used to work for, what's the word, sponsored them while they become residents.
Oh man, that's so amazing. So they treated them really well. And these
Here
are-
is a very special family. 5 wars, 5 generations, 1 Orem family.
Yeah.
Grandfather, this is my family, by the way. Grandfather, World War One.
Yeah.
My daddy and 3 of his brothers, World War II. This was me. Look how hot I used to be. I was in Vietnam with my brother. Was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I had 3 kids served. This one in Afghanistan, and I had 3 grandkids served. This one in Iraq. These are my family, and this is the flags of those we lost. Here is my uniforms when I was in. I was in the Marine Corps and Army for 26 years. These are my old uniforms. This is a company I was in Vietnam with. That's a 180-man company. We lost 34 killed and 111 of us wounded
Oh man.
in July of 1966. This kind of tells the story. Or Marine wounded survived Viet massacre. That was in the paper when I was wounded many years ago. And these are all my old uniforms. Most of them are my daughters. Most of these young men that stay still. Most of these young men that died were 18, 19 years old.
Oh, that's
Give
so
their
sad.
lives so that we can have the freedom to enjoy today.
Yeah.
I do stories about it all the time, but I've got to go. But I just show you. This is all my stories. This is me. These are all my stories. These is on the hill where we lost so many people. He isn't praying. There's a helicopter up there, and he's trying to get the sling, get this wounded Marine evacuated in the helicopter. Sergeant Fossil lost his arm. These are people waiting to get evacuated. This one we got caught in a tree trying to get him up in the helicopter. This was after the helicopter landed. This was the rock there dead in their ponchos, and when we drove them over the helicopter and lifted them up, the blood would run down on us. This is in the paper when I was wounded, but you got all my stories, and I do a lot of talks. Especially I like to talk to the youth.
Yeah.
Because so many of them have no idea how blessed they are to live in this country.
Yeah.
And you got all these idiots now telling them that this U.S. is not a good country and bad. And a lot of this is going on in our colleges with our very liberal professors.
Yeah.
And so my objective in life is to talk to young people. And I do. I talk at church gatherings, at Boy Scout groups, Memorial and Veterans Day stories, and tell them about how these guys
Really
died, some of them
sacrificed.
lived. And I was standing on a hill after this big battle. We just loaded the last body of our Marine buddies on a helicopter, and as they took off, lifted off, a number of us stood on that hill still with my brother's bloods all on us. We made the promise that wouldn't be forgotten. That's why I do this. And I talk a lot. I have to go, but
Okay.
I'll be
I
back.
really appreciate it so much.
You know, I can leave you here if you want.
Oh no, it's okay. I gotta go to a meeting.
Okay.
But I just dropped by. But okay. Well, have a good rest of the day.
You bet.
Do you
Thank
own this building?
Huh?
Is this your building?
Oh, this is belongs to the Sierra right next door.
I'm glad that they kept this here.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.